Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go. Welcome back to the Steeler Weight Show. Sorry, it's going to probably be a poopy one. I'm just trying to catch up because I've been so bad. Let's go back to the Ravens game. Man, I remember back in the day, I used to hear this thing about Raven players. Like, you are not a Raven until you go to Pittsburgh and beat the Steelers. That used to be a thing. And there is a certain thing that we are looking for, like in these men that we sign and draft. You gotta be drinking that Kool-Aid and dissing on those ratbirds, you know? These are the games you have to show up for. And I just want to give a little shout out to Broderick Jones, his very first start. No pressures. I know this podcast is late, but I do got to do a little catch up because I have had a hell of a couple weeks, and it's, you know, and I'm working and new job and my bride, but good for him, man. Good for him. And another great thing happened is Joey Porter Jr. with his first interception in that game. These are men that are going to be Raven killers. You know, they signed up. Other players, there was a lot of great things in that game, and I wish that I had the wherewithal because I thought so many things, and it was a beautiful game. I mean, you know, all the haters talked about all the drop passes that the Ravens did in that game. But there were so many great things that happened, you know? And let's not lose sight of that. This last game against the Rams, you know, my boy Dan Moore played well. Isaac played well. Kenny, you know, now the whole talk is about fourth quarter Kenny. Clutch Kenny, you know. In my book, it's still Kenny fucking Pickett. And I got my little girl here doing this podcast. You know, sometimes I don't come on here or I do videos and don't post them because I might be Daisy Girl. Oh, my mama. Let me show you something special here. A little clip into Wade life. Some of the reasons not doing podcasts and things like that is I have been doing a lot of work around the house, and we're getting set up for my wife's, we're doing Christmas, and came across our Christmas ornaments, and this is one that I have. It was given to me by my daughter, Violet, and she likes to be called Jaden. So Jaden gave this to me when she was a very little girl, and I was not yet married to her mother. Especially I just saw that. You know, that game we had against the Rams, I don't know what you guys say about TJ Watt. I mean, I remember, and you've seen it a couple times. Literally, you have seen it more than once where TJ will intercept a pass at the line of scrimmage, you know, and it's just not something that happens with football. He's an elite player. I mean, he is on a level that's, and I don't know the numbers, but when he dropped back, he showed, you know, there's this thing about, like, because we're called a 3-4 offense, you know, and a lot of times they want to call him and Alex ends. And they're not ends. They are outside linebackers. Steelers way. And when he dropped back and intercepted that pass, that's not a defensive end. That's a Pittsburgh Steeler elite. He will be, barring anything happening he's going to end up being on the Mount Rushmore of Pittsburgh. Steelers legends. He is something that I can't even, even if we lost games, to be able to watch him play for us the way he does, it's a beautiful thing. You know, it's crazy. Next week, this is going to be a little elongated, so watch if you want, obviously. But, you know, we're going to be playing at home this next week. And it's going to be a tough one. You know, I am going to keep myself absent from my old thoughts about bad things that have happened with us with the Jaguars. Everything is new, you know. There's no need to have a stigmatism with the Jaguars anymore. That's all I'm going about it. And it's going to be a tough game. I would imagine we're underdogs. And I don't know, but I would just imagine. They have a very good streak going. I think they won more than a few games. And Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. If you haven't seen any of the stuff that's came out there, you're in there on X or wherever you look at information, comparing the first 18, 19 games that Kenny Pickett, 17 games that Kenny Pickett has started, and Lawrence's, you know, and Kenny Pickett is right there, you know, and he is a I love the term that Tomlin used, competition junkie. You know, I used to be a junkie. You know, I was a little bit different kind of junkie. I was more like a chemical romance junkie. But when he says that, like, there's a difference between, like let's just say crystal meth. There's a complete difference between somebody that snorts crystal meth and smokes crystal meth. There is a gargantuan difference between people that shoot crystal meth and people that smoke crystal meth. These people are whack. I was one of those people, and that junkie, alley, seedy, need, above all other, what do you call them, priorities? Competition junkie, just, that's their spirit, that's their soul. I understand that, as an addict, I guess. And I thrived in it, but I got a good woman out of it, so I figure I thrived out of it, through my, career. This game is going to be, it's going to be a sweet one to watch. I really do think so. You know, I'm looking forward to a little bit better play out of the middle linebacker group. I remember months ago seeing an interview that the Sick Podcast did on Coach Curry, the linebacker coach. Used to be a player for the Seahawks. And he's a really cool cat. You know, I ended up following him on my X. And he doesn't put a lot out there, but it's neat when I do see something from him. And I'm so proud of him. He's a young coach, you know, can you imagine coming into the Pittsburgh Steelers as the middle linebacker coach? It's quite an honor, you know, and I think he has done a great job for our team. I really do. I really do, and I praise him. You know, something really special that happened in the Rams game is Nick Herbig got his first sack. You know, you're seeing things, this magic that happened from our draft. Broderick gets his first start. 0 pressures. That guy bit into Ravens will not beat me. And he played like a Steeler, not letting Ravens beat him. Joey Porter Jr. got that interception. Now we got Nick Herbig, you know, and he's shining. He got his first, you know, sack, man. And things are going to happen. I guess I kind of thought it would, like, jump ship last week, but who knows what's going to happen. Like, with Daryl Washington, things are going to happen, you know. I just want to put something out there. Sometimes, like I said, I don't put things out there because maybe I am not enough research or sober or whatever you want to call it. But I had to put something out there so I could reset and start again. On the way home, I ended up, I work in this town called Warsaw, Indiana, and I got there, it's going to have rain, we're doing exterior work. So they sent me to another city, which I used to work in, called Goshen, Indiana. I'm working in a different area, bigger job, a new hospital being built. And it's maybe like 25 minutes closer. It's like only 50 minutes away from my house. So I have time to listen to some podcasts and making a meal right now. Oh, I gotta get out there. Barbecuing some brats for my friend and for his special night, whatever. And Mills Market out there in Union, Michigan. So I was able to listen to Deke, and at the tail of his podcast, he mentioned that he is going to make it out to South Bend. He's going to watch Pitt play South Bend. And, you know, I'm at a local South Bend. I'm only about 10 miles from Niles, Michigan, Southwest Michigan. I'm right above it. And so, like, you know, after about the third beer kicked in, I'm thinking, man, you know, I'm trying to figure out a way to message Deke, this, like, celebrity. And, but it's like, you know what, if I was really dumb and, like, I could figure out a way to pull it off, like, maybe I'll just, like, take a gamble that maybe Deke would go tailgating down there and go see him down there. That'd be bad. But, folks, I want to thank you for watching. I'm sorry this is kind of a goofy-ass show. A lot of things weren't touched on. A lot of, you know, all this other stuff. Trade deadline's coming up, so that's going to be exciting. I'm wondering what Omar's going to do because he does so much more than what we're expecting as far as, you know, us being around. Sorry about the high vis and the dirty and this and that. It's just like I had to put something out. I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate all your comments. And Dexton one will be better. But if you're goofy and you like it, please press like. And if you would like to hear some more, I would appreciate it if you subscribed. And I will try to entertain you. Are we not entertaining? Thanks, folks. Steeler Nation. I'm going to put out another one, but greatest of luck. You know, we are going to... Isn't it crazy? Like, we have like 5-6 games where we are either playing at home or in Ohio. That's pretty cool, right? I mean, I remember last year's schedule, there was a patch there, or maybe it was the entire season, where we were like literally the least traveled team. So like this next little, you know, the second third of the season, you know, is going to be fairly local. We got a nice little stretch here, and I'm looking good. Looking forward to it, and I know you are too. Follow me on X, Steeler Wade Show. Have a great one, folks. I'm going to make me some brats out of Union, Michigan. Right here in Niles, Michigan. Coming to you from Southwest Michigan.